Hello, and welcome to the broadcast studio of Wellspring Coaching and Training Associates. We're located in lovely downtown Aiken, South Carolina. I'm your moderator, Bob Bryant, a licensed professional counselor. I'm also certified in advanced hypnosis and life coaching. I hold other certifications in neurolinguistic program and emotional freedom technique. I have been in this professional practice of helping others for about 30 years. I have worked with people who wanted to lose weight, stop smoking, or increase various levels of personal performance. Some of my clients included musicians, managers, salespeople, and business owners. Today, I'd like to give you a brief background of what hypnosis really is. In the 1950s, the American Medical Association took notice of hypnosis after a patient had his thyroid removed with no other painkillers or anesthesia and a trained hypnotherapist administering only hypnosis. I think that's pretty significant. Hypnosis is perhaps one of the most misunderstood and controversial methods of psychological treatment. The myths and misconceptions that surrounded hypnotherapy mostly stem from people's idea about stage hypnosis. Stage hypnosis is essentially a theatrical performance and has about as much in common with bona fide clinical hypnosis as many Hollywood movies have with real life. These were some comments from Psychology Today. Hypnotherapists have made powerful strides toward changing public opinion and perception about hypnosis. Simply put, hypnosis is a state of highly focused attention or concentration, often associated with relaxation and heightened suggestibility. While under hypnosis, it seems many people are much more open to helpful suggestions than they usually are. Doctors continue to use hypnosis to calm their patients and to ease pain. They regularly tell patients how easy recovery will be. Additionally, doctors tell patients a procedure is common and comes with a high degree of success. Because these phrases are delivered by an authority figure, they act the same as a hypnotic suggestion and become reality for the client. They are also studying these suggestions as they train more doctors and dentists in hypnosis. And for over a century, dentists have used hypnosis to ease discomfort during dental procedures and fear of the upcoming procedure. In addition to using hypnotic techniques, doctors and dentists regularly refer patients to hypnotherapists for help with weight loss, weight management, stop smoking, and overcoming fears about many medical procedures. Before the 1950s, the medical profession scoffed at such use of hypnotherapy. Today, they are readily embracing it as a complement to long-standing medical procedures. For the latest information about hypnosis, you can visit www.hypnotists, that's plural, hypnotistsalliance.com. You can also visit our website at wellspringcta.com. Today we're focusing on the 4 states of consciousness. Your waking state of life is the beta state. That's the mind that I'm talking to. It's quite rational. It is encoding information, trying to figure out, does this make sense? or not. And the next stage down is the one that you would go into a light hypnotic trance. It's called alpha. Alpha is just below beta, or your waking consciousness. There's also a state below that called theta, which you can do a little deeper work in hypnosis. And finally, the deepest level is delta. When I speak of later that people are in an anesthetic-like state, that might be compared to delta, but we'll talk more about that as we go on. Everyone, you, me, all of us, we enter into hypnotic states daily, probably several times a day. It's the state you're in when focused on watching a TV program, reading a good book, listening to a sermon, and yes, even driving your automobile. It's the state you're in when just waking up or just before you drop off to sleep at night. You're not fully conscious, but you're not fully unconscious either. You know, hypnosis is a very personal thing. At Wellspring, we try to personalize any programming session for your needs and what your experiences are. All people are different. How they receive or process the suggestions put out to them have to do with who they are and how they feel. In the alpha state, you're up to 200 times more suggestible than when you're fully awake in the beta state. Being hypnotized feels like what happens when you become so absorbed in a movie that you forget that you're watching it, and you feel like you've entered into an imagined world. This is a comment from Dr. Bernie Spiegel at Stanford University. The trance-like state in which you are more open and suggestible than usual, and can be an effective tool to control pain, ease anxiety. Some have used it for stop smoking, dealing with stress, trauma, weight management, even hot flashes. The research shows this. How does this happen? Says Bernie Spiegel. Well, they're investigating that at Stanford University in their research labs and publishing it in the medical journals. They're primarily studying the cerebral cortex. A study by radiologists at Harvard Medical School, published in 2000, found that patients who received hypnosis during surgery required less medication, had fewer complications, and shorter procedures than patients who did not have hypnosis. In a follow-up study in 2002, the radiologist concluded that if every patient undergoing catheterization were to receive hypnosis, the cost savings would be substantial. The results of this follow-up were published in the New York Times. This isn't some weird parlor trick or game, says Dr. Sanders and Dr. Spiegel, both at Stanford. Many people, when they hear about hypnosis, they automatically say, I can't be hypnotized. One guy told me it was because he was some kind of intelligence agent or CIA guy. I don't know whether that was true, but he said he couldn't be hypnotized. However, these people have been misinformed, mostly by movies and what people are telling them who seem to have some anxiety about hypnosis. Hypnosis is a natural state. You are not in an otherworldly trance in some uncharted territory where you don't know where you're at, or your mind is blown. That's not true. It's not necessary to be in some state like that. Hypnosis is natural, and it occurs every day. People move in and out of trance throughout each day. People who are using their computer are focused on what they're doing, but can answer the phone when it rings or answer the doorbell. People driving a car uh, who are in a trance-like state over a long period of time can put on the brakes to slow down, stop at a stoplight, stop for an emergency, pull off the road if necessary, and the list of things goes on. So hypnosis is no different than these activities. Most people engaged in the activities would not think they are in a trance, but they are. They're in a light hypnagogic state, which is the alpha state. Reading is also a form of hypnosis. If you're really involved in your book, you're in the alpha state. So when you read, you're in hypnosis. In alpha, your mind is slowed down just a little. Your focus is narrowed. Your breathing is slowed down. So if you've driven a car for a long distance, worked on your computer, read a good article, listened to a good sermon, you've been hypnotized. And I don't want you to misunderstand the true nature of what hypnosis is or it's for. It's for helping you focus better, slow down. And during the alpha state, you're up to 200 times more suggestible while you're in a light state. Anything beyond this is probably not necessary. You can use that for programming yourself, losing weight, stop smoking, overcoming fears, etc. You can have an extremely effective hypnosis session while being aware of and able to recall every word spoken by the hypnotherapist. Also, you do not have to worry about falling asleep during hypnosis. Only two things are going to happen. One, the hypnotherapist will wake you up when the session is over, or you'll fall into sleep like at night or taking a nap. It was discovered by several research groups that hearing acts like a surveillance camera. So if you're asleep, your hearing is still working. Your eyes are closed, but your ears do not close. They remain open always, taking in information constantly. When a woman is asleep at night and her baby cries, she'll wake up to assess the situation and take action if need be. The truth is, we never really completely sleep. A part of our brain is always alert. That part is our hearing. It stays alert to protect us and our families. You'll be alerted as soon as you hear a noise. Your hearing is on 24/7, taking in information and recording it. In hypnosis, we use this to your advantage, so even if you fall asleep during the session, your brain is still recording all of the information in your subconscious mind. In case you're worried about being too intelligent, well, doctor, I have a high IQ and I can't be hypnotized. Well, that's not true either. Intelligence is directly correlated to suggestibility. To suggestibility. I'm going to say that the second time. The more intelligent you are, the more easily you can be hypnotized. People of lower and below average IQ find it difficult to go into a hypnotic state. Geniuses are naturally close to a hypnotic state of alpha, and most of the time, they're close to that state, so they can enter hypnosis quite easily. And there's no need to worry about not waking up. I think I told you that before. You're either going to go to sleep, or B, the Hypnotherapists will wake you up. Less than 10% of the population achieve such a deep state, such as the delta state, where they experience something similar to a blackout, like they've received anesthetic. Such people do not consciously remember what happens during hypnosis unless the hypnotherapist suggests that they will. However, even these people will wake up at the end of the session. I remember a friend of mine who was doing some hypnotic stuff for his college classroom. Now, he was not a trained hypnotist, and he asked me what would happen to this woman who didn't wake up from his trance, and I said she would simply fall asleep and wake up after her nap. Now, I would say to you, please don't be hypnotized by some guy who learned in their psychology class, or they read some book and suddenly became an expert. Our experience here at Wellspring comes from years and years of training, study, and practice. Well, most people achieve a light state of alpha, in which they are aware of what is happening, although they're completely relaxed and focused. However, they are in control. I can make a case here for all hypnosis is self-hypnosis, because you are cooperating with the therapist, and at some time you may decide to use some hypnosis tapes and do your own hypnosis at home. You are in control. Contrary to popular belief, people under hypnosis are in total control of themselves and would never do anything that's contrary to their belief system and things that they wouldn't do normally. Things that they find highly objectionable, they're not going to do that. You may be aware of everything I say during the session, and that's okay because you're still in hypnosis. If at any time you have a problem with the session, you can end it by counting 1, 2, 3, and boom, you're back up to the conscious beta level. You will return to waking life. Now, we are in the business of giving information, giving online services through our Zoom technology, and distributing products that are safe for you to use at home. You can discover those at wellspringcta.com. If you would like more personalized services, please call us at 803-295-6631. We are available Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Thanks for coming by, and we hope to see you around. And as a friend of mine says, may the rest of your life be the best of your life.